Yeah, why you feel like you ain't good enough? Pull up, give you good luck. Try find one like me, good luck. Two up, two yeah. Don't you worry about nada, yeah. Broken hearted, now you're smarter, yeah. Girl, I'm nothing like your father. Go to war for your
Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new, welcome. Please don't leave without subscribing and join the family. And if you are coming back, thank you so much for being a loyal member of this family. I really appreciate you. Please do share, like, and comment down below so that we can interact. Okay guys, so today we're gonna be talking about me. I know that sounds very strange because this YouTube channel is all about me, but today I'm making a different video. I'm not going to be focusing on one topic, but what I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to be telling you guys about my circumstances, basically, like what has been happening since the day I was born, which would have led to the experiences that I talk about in this channel. So I'm making this video so that you can get to understand why I found myself in a situation like this and like that, and what got me into those situations, right? I was born in 1995, right? So yeah, there we go. I just exposed my age. But yeah, this channel is personal and I'm not about to hide like such information. So this video is gonna be basically a little bit of a get to know me video, but I'm not going to be answering any questions. I'm just going to be talking so that you guys can understand in the next videos where everything happened, how it happened, why it happened, right? So okay, I was born in 1995. I was the fourth child. I'm baby number 4, and unfortunately my father died in 1996. I was 10 months old when he died. So guys, I don't know that is basically the circumstance that set out my whole life. But to be honest, I wouldn't have wanted it any different, because like I said, I believe strongly in the fact that experiences make us who we are. Like, we are product of our experiences. We are products of what we've went through, right? So yeah, my dad passed, and then my mom was left with me and my other 3 siblings by then. So what happened was, I remember my mom told me that at the funeral, our uncles and aunts said that you're not alone, we're gonna carry you from here, we'll support you guys, we'll be with you, we'll take over from him. I think my father was the firstborn, if I'm not mistaken. My family can correct me on the comments down below. So but my mom said that after the funeral, everyone just disappeared, right? So you can imagine a single mother with 4 children who has to like make ends meet for them. So I think she got it really hard. Like, she had it really hard, to a point where she decided that she's gonna leave and go and look for a job so that she can be able to provide for us. So guys, most of my childhood, most of the memories that I have from the young age, from the youngest age, the memories that I have, we were alone. Like, it was just me and my siblings, the 4 of us, and just trying to survive. And I remember I have memories of guardians, like different guardians. Like, we had different people coming in to look after us, right? And the child trauma and the child abuse that I'm going to talk about is not there. It's not in that timeline, right? So my mom left, and she used to send us money for food and everything. I think we were fine and we were happy. Like, we were okay, because I don't remember at that time having what is this? I don't remember having issues. Like I don't remember having mental issues. I think the fact that I was with my siblings made everything better. Like it wasn't so bad when my mom left. Okay, fine. So we basically just raised ourselves. My mom was out there trying to make ends meet for us, and we just raised ourselves. And my sister that I follow, her and I actually are 1 year apart, and then our older siblings, my brother and my sister, are also a year apart. So they were like this age group and we were like this age group, so they were like the oldest and they were like raising the two of us, right? So from there on I went to primary school, and then soon after I started primary school, okay, so there was this year when my aunt actually took my sister. So I think that is when they were helping, because they saw that my mom was having it really hard. So they came and they asked to take my sister, the one that I come after. So they took her for a year, and it was the three of us at that time. And then an uncle of mine also decided that they were going to take me. It was a very bad year for me because my sister and I were very close, because she was almost the same age as me. So she was like my friend and my everything. So she left, and then the following year I had to leave, only for her to come back because she was not happy. So she came back and I left. So I went and I stayed with my uncle's family for 2 years, and that is when the child abuse came from. That is where I experienced the child abuse that I'm gonna make a video about and talk about. So I went and I stayed there, and then after 2 years I came back. I literally just ran away. I couldn't go back anymore. And then from there I went to primary school back at my village. It was now the four of us again. So we were back to raising ourselves, and it was okay, really. It was fine. I was happy with my siblings, and yeah. But then from there on, remember I had a bruised ego from the 2 years that I stayed there, and that is when I started experiencing bullying in primary school. So I was bullied throughout grade 3 until grade 7, and then I passed into grade 8 and went to the high school in that village as well. And somehow a teacher of mine, I believe, noticed potential when I was in grade 8, and then he decided that he's going to take me to his home. Like he just basically adopted me. He was like, I need you to come with me, to come live with me so that you can attend the high school at my place, because I believe you have potential and you're going to do better there compared to here. So grade 9 and grade 10 I went and I did it at his place, and then things didn't work out, and then I had to come back home. But me being me having been raised by my siblings, I felt like I don't know where this thing came from, but I just thought I wanted to stay with my parents, you know. So I told my mom, I haven't stayed with you for a very long time. Can I please just finish high school with you? And my mom was like, okay, cool, come through. And then I went to Alexandra and I did my grade 11 in Joburg. And then I passed grade 11, and then I had to come back home and do my grade 12 at home. So I came back to the same high school that my teacher had taken me from, and then I did my grade 12 there. And then I passed grade 12, and then off to university, right? If you've watched my previous video, I explained everything about varsity, so I'm not gonna go much into that. I'm just gonna pass through it because I'm basically just explaining my life journey in this video. So I went on to varsity, and then that's when I actually reconnected with the man that's my husband right now. And so Abby and I were not really serious at that time. We're just playing around and just messing around. And guys, I'm not about to sit in front or behind this camera, whichever way you want to say it, and pretend like everything with my life is perfect. It's not. It's really not. Like, nothing about my life is perfect. I have made some very bad decisions. I have made some stupid decisions, if I can put them like that, because they were really stupid. And I've really messed up at some point in my life, and I believe I'm still going to mess up because I don't have it all figured out, right? I don't have everything figured out. I'm only just trying to share what I have figured out and what has worked for me. So I'm not about to sit behind this camera and make everyone feel bad for their bad decisions, but I'm here to say, hey, I've also had my fair share and I've really messed up. So during the time, a lot of things happened. I messed up, and we just went through a lot because I believe we were not serious about family and stuff. But eventually it got to a point where we became serious, and we decided to leave everything behind. So guys, the thing about bad decisions and stupid decisions is that once you realize that your decisions were stupid and were bad and actually hurt the people that you love, you really feel bad. Like, you really feel bad about yourself. And me being the person that I am, who struggles with self-confidence, self-worth, those are the times where I actually get to lose them even more. Like, Nxavo, why did you do that? Why did you do this? But the best thing we can do about those bad decisions, what I actually did was I learned to make peace with them, to understand that they happened, and there's literally nothing that I can do to unhappen them, if there is such a word, guys. Like, I'm just looking for the most suitable word and it's not coming. So there is really nothing that I can do to undo them. So the best thing that I did was I made peace with them, and I understood that life happens, and I forgave myself, which was the hardest thing to do, because when you know that you've hurt someone so bad, and someone that you love so bad, you feel very bad about yourself. Like, why would you do that to someone that you really love, right? So it was so hard forgiving myself, but eventually I did. And what actually happens is that when you forgive yourself, when you're able to talk about these bad decisions, right, you actually take away the power from people who would want to use them against you. So at this point, I know I've made bad decisions, and I know that I've messed up at some point, but no one in this world can actually use that against me, because I actually made peace with them. I am at peace with them. So I'm not perfect, guys. My life has not been perfect, and that is what this channel is gonna be about. That is what this channel is actually about. That is what I'm gonna be talking about: the bad decisions, the stupid decisions. This is me actually taking accountability, because it's really hard taking accountability for the things that we did, and they actually hurt the people that we love. It's really, really, really hard. But when you actually get down to do it, you make peace with them, and no one can actually use them against you, right? So yeah, I've made bad decisions during that time. I messed up. I just guys, I messed up, basically. That's just it. But because life happens, and I want to say about marriage, because I'm going to be covering marriage on this channel, right? I'm going to be covering especially young marriages, where we actually get to mess up because we are still young, we're still exploring, we don't know what we want. But once you figure out what you want, that is when it actually works. So what I want to say about that is that, guys, we are going to mess up at the end of the day somehow, but the moment that you actually forgive yourself, you learn from those mistakes, that is when you make sure that they don't happen again, right? That is when you make sure that you don't repeat the same mistakes again, and you protect the ones that you love. So if in your head, if you are telling yourself, I'm going to protect this person, chances of you messing up are very low, right? So we actually reconnected with my husband. We went through a lot. Okay, I have to mention that my husband is in the SANDF, so hubby is hardly home, guys. Hubby is hardly home. So how it happened when we got married is that we didn't do things the normal way. Like, we didn't go the normal route that everyone follows, because I believe people should do what works for them. You know, I am a great supporter of culture and everything, but there are times where culture doesn't really apply or does not work in your favor, right? So hubby and I actually we got married at home first, before he paid lobola, guys. So Abby was not around when lobola was paid. So yeah, that's just basically it. That's basically what happened. I got married at home first, and then he paid lobola, and then that is when that is where I am right now, actually. Just to cut the whole long story short, that is where I am. I'm married and I have 3 children, and I've healed from a lot of things. I've learned from a lot of things. I have my lessons just as a person and as a married person and as a mother, and we're going to be covering all those. And I wanted to say, guys, that everything that I'm going to be talking about, like the bad experiences especially, because they definitely left a negative impact on me, is that, guys, I'm also going to be covering my toxicity. Like, I was toxic. It's really hard to admit, but I feel like it's time when we stopped focusing on men's weaknesses, men's toxicity, and also focus on our own. Because, guys, it really takes 2 to tango. Like, it takes 2 people to fight. So if you're gonna be in a relationship and you say it's my husband, and you don't want to take accountability and you don't want to take responsibility for the part that you play in all those bad things that are happening in your marriage or in your relationship, then you are doomed. Because, guys, all my experiences, like all the negative experiences that I'm going to be talking about, they made me the person that I was when I got into this relationship, when I got into this marriage. But I had to face myself. I had to deal with all those. I had to admit that I was toxic. I had to realize that I was being abusive to him at some point, and I had to heal from that. That is why I want to cover marriage, because I want to talk about those. I want to talk to women out there that it's not only men that are toxic, we are also toxic at some point, and it takes very great strength to actually admit that I am toxic, because I really was, guys. I really was, and I know I was, and I'm gonna explain why I say I was in a video specifically made for that, right? So that's basically me. I'm not sure if I left anything out, but I'll be sure to put on captions where I left something out, and I will put everything on this description box. So do read before you watch or after watching, so that you can understand, because when I'm just here and I'm talking, it's very easy to leave other things out. But that's basically it, guys. So everything that I'm going to be covering is going to be based on that very same life that I just told you about, from primary school to high school to being married to university. So yeah, that's basically it. That's what I'm going to be covering. That's what we're going to be talking about. So look out for the next video. And until then, guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Please don't leave without subscribing. And then I will see you on the next video. I love you guys so much. Until then, please keep well. Bye bye.
Yeah. Look at talking who flop, and I beg your pardon. I be sensing resentment, I'm not regarding. Cutting off all these girls, got my scissors sharpened. Man, I keep it 300, I'm such a Spartan. Born in the 90s, the times of Martin. Fire started from birth in the light of coffin. Am I human or am I a Martian? Tell me if I love's true or if I'm an option. Y'all should really dread me, no, don't get it twisted. Made it, plan to get it when you only wished it. Said he gonna cut me, that had me in stitches. Took away his misses, turned it to my mistress.